What's going on, YouTubers? My name is Robert Serrano Jr., Natural Born Thriller, and welcome everyone to WWE NXT Review, the show from August 8th, 2018. Your commentators, Mauro Naru, Nigel McGuinness, and Percy Watson. And they were at Winter Park, Florida, located at, well, that's location. The venue they were at, Full Sail University. So a lot to talk about before, after the show's over, folks. When I give you my my review about it. So let's get to it. The show opened up with first a video package when it comes to the rivalries, you could say at least, with Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano, and Aleister Black. And for those who don't know yet already, Aleister Black is no longer the NXT champion because of Johnny Gargano. Tommaso Ciampa is the new NXT champion. The era of the Blackheart. That's the nickname that's for Tommaso Ciampa. Also, the Sicilian Psychopath, which they won't reference that much. Mauro will reference that a little time in there. But other than that, he's known as the Blackheart because he's got a T-shirt. The T-shirt that he doesn't sell to anyone, which makes him a great heel. It's for him and him only. And it basically is a nice sick ass skull with him with the beard, that long beard he's got, and it says Blackheart. It's a cool T-shirt. I would love to get that T-shirt, but he doesn't sell it to anyone because again he's being the heel. He doesn't want anyone buying his merchandise. Basically, just want anyone buying his shirts. So, in a way, I kind of hate Tommaso Ciampa for that, but at the same time, that's good too because he's doing his job as a heel. Mark Henry did at 1.2, by the way, and then decided, you know what, let's sell the shirts now. Like what? And I'm talking about main roster, folks. Yeah, main roster. But anyways, basically that's what they showed. Some chaos that was wreaking during that time. But we'll get to more of that later on. Nikki Cross versus, yes, the returner Nikki Cross. And Nikki Cross goes up against Amber Nova. I know who Amber Nova is when it comes to wrestling a couple of indie shows. Never watched her in person, but I've seen clips of it on YouTube. I've seen a couple of her full matches as well. And she wrestled a few times in Impact Wrestling. She's she looks good, obviously. And she's a solid wrestler. Don't know what she can do that much in the ring because I only watch a little bit of her, but she's by the looks of it, she's pretty solid in the ring, and she's got an interesting character of her when it comes to her being a heel, and also when it comes to her being a baby face too. So so Amber Nova, look, again, she's if you see how she looks very, very good. Yeah, I don't mean like she's fit and all that, but I think like she's well, actually that's what I did mean. But she's also pretty. She's pretty. She's very attractive. Looks very attractive. And again, she's all about fitness too. So she looks good. That's why I said that. I know that she's and she could wrestle. So in this case, she wrestled against Nikki Cross. She held her own against Nikki Cross. And in the end, Nikki Cross wins the match anyways. Again, Nikki Cross is back. What's going to be her role coming back? I don't know. To me, she should stay on NXT because if she goes to the main roster, she's done. That's my opinion, but we'll see what happens with that. We're supposed to get a match with Ricochet, but instead, he gets laid out on stage by the Undisputed Era. Alan Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, all beat him down. I think Bobby Fish may got involved at the fight too, because he came out there. He's got a knee brace on, because again he's still recovering from his knee injury. that he suffered from months ago. But yeah, and basically Adam Cole cuts a promo saying that who's a coward now and all that, and like you are, because you have your boys beat him down. So, but basically, yeah, Alan Cole said a statement to Ricochet and all that, and it's gonna lead to more build-ups for the match at Takeover Brooklyn 4. Which is gonna be awesome. It's gonna be on August 18th, probably. That's gonna be next Saturday. So yeah, can't wait for that show, folks. And I don't mean literally, but I mean definitely can't wait. You probably don't know what I mean by that. You'll find out pretty soon. Anyways, Kansas Ono versus some guy named Adrian Jahodi. Now, his background, based on how they him came out, he's a former Pan American Games silver medal. He basically wearing a black belt. He's basically like a Ryu, except he had the red headband, but he's bald. He's got I'm trying to remember if he had a goatee or not. But anyways, the match itself was pretty good. A couple of stiff shots, and in the end, you got Kazuchika Ono win the match. And Kazuchika Ono, I don't know what they're doing with Kazuchika Ono. Right now they're showcasing him. I think they're gonna repackage him to be a heel. Yeah, I think it's a heel turn coming for Kazuchika Ono. I don't know how that's gonna play it out, but we'll see how that turns out. And if it works out very well, then maybe this could mean something for Kazuchika Ono later on in the future if he becomes the next NXT champion. I don't know if that's going to be the case. As far as him going to the main roster, not anytime soon. I think he's there to be part of. I think he's there to remain on NXT, like what they were trying to do with Samoa Joe, because Vince McMahon didn't want him to be on the main roster. For many reasons. For fat, Samoan. Basically we only need another Samoan like like a Roman Reigns who's Samoan to be on the show to show Man, that's just my theory why Vince McMahon didn't want him to be there. Especially the part with him being fat. To me, Samoa Joe, yeah, he is fat, but at the same time, look. To me, I think he looks in good shape with the size that he's at right now. But yeah, whatever. But yeah, like I said, Kazuchika Ono won, and there you go. Again, they're teasing this, obviously. When it's gonna happen, I don't know yet, but we'll see. Finally, we get the debut of Keith Lee, and he goes up against this guy. I think they say he's Russian, if I'm not mistaken, and basically he goes by the name of Markley Bartilli. I think that's his name. So they have a match, and I thought to myself, here, this could be a squash match for to showcase Keith Lee. But no, this ends up being a match. Actually, this was actually a match, because here's why. Markley Bartilli, how you say his name, he didn't have no jobber entrance. And what I mean by jobber entrance, a jobber entrance means that you're right in the ring. Wow, his opponent has already made an entrance. He had an entrance first, and then Keith Lee had his entrance. And you got these crowds chanting something. I don't remember. I couldn't make out what they were chanting when it comes to Keith Lee, but basically they were fully behind Keith Lee, and the match itself was pretty good. I was coming into the match thinking that Keith Lee was gonna get a squash win here, but no, I was shocked to see this match to play out. When it comes to being back and forth. I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, okay, this is all right. And in the end, Keith Lee wins. Yeah, basically in the end, Keith Lee wins, because you can't have him lose his debut match. I'm just saying. And there you go. Next we get to a qualifying match to qualify to the Mae Young Classic 2018 tournament between Vanessa Bourne and Taina. Let me try to pronounce her name again. Tainaira Conti. Contine. Woman. She's been in it last year. Even Vanessa Bourne, she was there last year too, by the way. But I also remember last year that Vanessa Bourne had to wrestle a qualifying match to be part of it too as well, which she did against some woman. I don't remember who that was last year. But she had to fight again to be in this tournament. Same thing with Tainaira Contine. I think I pronounced the last name. But yeah, these two wrestle each other. These two never not that I know of, but these two are have wrestled at the Mae Young Classic last year. They were both in the first quarter round. The first round of the tournament, and they lost. And now they're going to compete for the tournament. This time, only one is going to the tournament. So the match itself happens, and basically, I'm watching this match by the way. Watching these two women's that sort of made an impression because of their presence on NXT. But when it comes to them having a match on NXT, basically, Vanessa Bourne and Tainaira, they lose their match. Always loses their match, especially Tainaira. Now with the Ken and Nikki Cross, that's understandable, sort of. But after hearing her background, Tainaira, who's has some some fighting training, when it comes to jiu-jitsu, basically in Brazil, because she is from Brazil, like literally she is from Brazil, and she comes off like she's not a killer at all, even though she does the bow and all that, and she has the black belt. She's not coming across as a killer to me, And for those who watch NXT, I know what I'm talking about. And then you have Vanessa Bourne, who always talks like she's all that, which it's fine, that. No point intended there. She always talks this trash about she's very good and all that, and she could be very dangerous in the ring and all that. And when she's saying all that, and basically she was being interviewed about being in this qualifying match to compete for the tournament, and it's basically the same interviews that she's get every time when she's getting ready for a match on NXT, and she always loses, and this was no exception because she loses again. Like, what the fuck's going on here? Like, what's the point of her calling this promo that she's gonna win the match? And then we get to the match and she loses. Now I have no problem with her losing because to me, when it comes to her, she's very attractive, very beautiful. She is talented. I'm not saying that she's garbage in the ring, but the way they have her go out there, talking all this trash, and then she doing all this talking and she can't back it up in the ring. And again, what I mean by that, when it comes to her talking all this shit, and she's talking all this trash and not backing it up. By not backing it up means that you're not winning your matches. That's the what I mean by that. So yeah, sure enough, Vanessa Bourne basically got killed when Tainaira. I don't remember how it looked like, by the way. Can't remember how she did it. Damn it, I can't remember how she did it. But yeah, basically, the point is Vanessa Bourne lost again. She loses again. Which, by the way, I'm kind of glad she did because when it comes to Tainaira Contine, she's got that Sujitsu background, that she doesn't need to, she better not lose to someone like Vanessa Bourne, who always loses anyways. So in a way, I'm kind of glad that happens. But tonight is not going to win the tournament anyways, folks. If any of you are fans of her, to me, I'm not a fan of hers. Not saying that I hate her. Not saying that I'll never be a fan of hers. But just the way she carries herself, and again, if those who watch NXT, yeah, know what I mean by that. She doesn't carry herself that seriously. That's the problem. But we'll see what happens for the main classic tournament, which I'm looking forward to it. I've seen a lot of women that are part of the main classic tournament. Can't wait to see that tournament, and I can't wait to see who wins the tournament, to see who's going to face Shayna Baszler for the title later on. As month comes, which by the way is going to be part of WWE Evolution, the all women's pay-per-view for WWE. All right, now let's get to the main event. Because Johnny Gargano cost Aleister Black the title, where Tommaso Ciampa is now the new NXT champion. This match was going to be between Aleister Black versus Johnny Gargano. Basically a grudge match. And also if Aleister Black could get revenge against Johnny Gargano for costing him that, for getting involved with of his business for the NXT, where he cost him the NXT championship. So they're having this match, and they're having a great match, and then out comes the NXT champion Tommaso Ciampa to ruin the match. He gets booed because he's doing his job as a heel. So he goes right after Johnny Gargano, and then he goes right after Aleister Black, and then Gargano goes after Ciampa, and then Aleister goes after Gargano. Gargano goes after Black. Basically all these guys going at each other and all that. And then finally it ends with a couple of officials coming out, and then William Regal comes out. Basically you got Aleister Black and Johnny Gargano being held back by the referees in the ring. Tommaso Ciampa is outside the ring, near the rampway. Basically, should I say the outway, but sitting on the ramp. And then William Regal comes out on stage, and then William Regal is like, he's not enough for this. He's not gonna he's not gonna allow this type of thing to happen. But he's like, you know what? I'm gonna allow it to happen anyway. I'm gonna allow it to happen at NXT Takeover Brooklyn. Or it's gonna be a triple threat match for the NXT Championship between Johnny Gargano versus Aleister Black versus the NXT Champion Tommaso Ciampa. Triple threat match. And I say to myself, great, awesome. So that means Aleister Black is 100% then. That means his injury was just a minor injury, right? So I thought, because after that announcement was made, also, and we got some updates what happened with Aleister Black. Aleister Black is dealing with an injury. I don't remember. I didn't read the dirt sheet that much of the injury because it was. Hearing that Aleister Black was injured was spoiler enough for me already. That's why I didn't want to check out what he's injured from, because I might get spoiled by something else that revolves or Impact Wrestling or Lucha Underground or NXT. Anything else that's going on with NXT. So this angle that William Regal was being interviewed about, having three guys to be in the match. That way, one will be involved in one of the matches and all that. So he thought he was doing the right thing right there. And all of a sudden, some guy goes up to Regal to interrupt the interview, tells him to come to the parking lot for something. And I say to myself, okay, what's going on here? So also, they're going to the parking lot. We see Johnny Gargano coming into the building. And I say to myself, what the hell is this? And also we see Undisputed Era leaving the the parking lot in the vehicle. And there was Aleister Black laying down on the ground with a referee near there, unconscious. Don't know what happened with him. We're all trying to figure out what happened with him. Heavy Machinery comes by, and Tucker Knight. Yeah, it was Tucker Knight. He's filming this. I'm like, what are you doing? And we get another referee coming out to check on him. Rodrigo's telling this referee that don't touch him, don't move him, and all that, right? Because he might be hurt and all that. He might be seriously hurt. So yeah, they're doing this angle where Aleister Black was attacked at a parking lot. Who could have done it? I don't know. I don't know. It could have been maybe it was Tommaso Ciampa, maybe it was Johnny Gargano. Just the way he just came into the parking lot, to get away from the scene of the crime. Undisputed Era driving away from the scene of the crime. Maybe it was heavy machinery walking into the scene of the crime and then filming it. Just becomes basically talking about was someone filming it. I don't know, but now the match itself has now, I guess now it's going to be Gargano and Ciampa, which is good. So Tournament Wrestling for WWE NXT to show from August 8th, 2018. 5 matches. Wow. Wow. And my overall rating for the show, I'm gonna go 8 out of 10. Awesome show. Great, awesome show. So thank you all for watching. If this is your first time watching me, my name is Robert Serrano Jr., Natural Born Driller. Please subscribe and take a shot with the Natural Born Driller. If you enjoy this review, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy this review, give it a thumbs down. The choice is yours and yours alone. And with that being said, you all take care. Peace on the streets, and I'm out.